what's the first animal you're going to go hunt for now that the season's over?
I don't know. I don't know. Be some good quality time with the family outside, though.
Was this particularly hard for you? I know you've gone through this before with feeling like you had a team that could win it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard. I mean, obviously it gets harder and harder for different reasons. This was a really, really special group. Obviously, from the outside, looking in, you could tell it was a special group. Obviously the team went hard at it this year, bringing the guys in that they did, and but from the inside out too, it's just a special group. It's a great group of guys, and it just seemed like everything. There was a lot of games. There was no quit. There was no always found a way. So that I think that adds to it too. I think that adds to the hurt. But at the end, I think every year there's 31 teams that go through the hurt, and because that's the end goal. It's just to win. So I don't know what to tell you. It sucks. I don't know when I said it one of the years, but you could be 20 and it hurts. You can be older, it hurts. You can have a bad team that doesn't make the playoffs, it hurts. You can have a good team that hurts. So, it's never fun.
How do you cope with that? I mean, it's got to be one of the most difficult things. You put in a whole year's work, and
yeah, I think, I think to cope with, I think you got to have hobbies. I think that's you got to have something. Obviously, family. I think probably for some reasons that makes it worse too. I guess in some ways, having kids, because they get so emotionally attached, and for different reasons it's very hard on them. That the things they go through with it too. I mean, there's reasons for that. But I think at the end of the day too, you gotta put everything you can into it all summer, all year. The grind of it. That's all. You have to accept it and use it for the next year. For motivation, and whether you're young or old, I think it's tough. It's hard to realize that there's not always a chance at it, but I think you got to really embrace having the chance at it. We definitely did. We had such an unbelievable group. From the staff down, and you have to enjoy that and feel the hurt too when it doesn't happen. So
I'm assuming you have a year left on your deal. You still have that passion to put that work in over the summer and come back next year.
Yeah, it's I think that's a big reason to still be around at these times. I think the grind, the embrace, and the work. The work is what it is. It's not easy. It's it's not easy. So I love that part. I love the work and the hurt, and the laughs around the room. Those things it's special. You can't recreate it. You can't get that anywhere else. Yeah.
You've been around the league a long time, had a lot of coaches. What has working with Rod meant to you the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, he's just such a special person. I think in this city alone, I mean, what he's done here and the culture that he brought and still drags in. I mean, that's one side of it, but I think just the energy that he brings every day, the work, all those things, you can't recreate that. You can't have. It takes a special person to do that, I think, and it's every day. So I think that's it's an incredible thing to have, and I can't speak enough about what he brings every day, not only to the city, to the fans, from what he did in the past, but the things that go unseen. I know that people see that the goal horn videos after the game and those little things, but the other things throughout the day, throughout that game day, that guys, it's an unbelievable thing to get to play for a guy like that.
How would you assess your season? Are you satisfied with how you played?
Yeah, I mean, I think I look at things different than others, because I know what I know what it takes, and I think all the guys are like that. So it's never good enough because we didn't win. So anything else is just doesn't matter.
How much of your relationship with Rod is based on the fact that you guys have played lots of seasons and have lots of games over 1,000? Not many people relate to one another, despite being from slightly different eras, based on the total amount of hockey they played in this league.
I don't know. I don't know if that. I mean, obviously, I think there's a lot more to it than just that. A lot of similarities. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just. I don't know if that is all of it. I think because I know you could be your first year in the league, and right away you feel the special energy about him, and right away he's just a guy that you want to play for. So I don't know. I think he has a special relationship with a lot of guys, and I think it's definitely a great thing to get to play for a guy like that. That you every day you never know what you're going to hear, and there's a lot of little things that they do that make this a special place to play in, and to go through all the things that you go through, and it's and I think for him, he's done all that. So he's been through a lot. He's won. He's been through that grind for a long time. So but I think it's more than that. I think it's his personality. It's his energy that you can't make up. It's just like it oozes out of him, and that's a special thing for a team.
Is there a kinship with him, knowing he went through a lot of heartache in his career too before, he finally got to the top, that you can, maybe something that you two can relate to, that he's he's a guy that had to wait and wondered if his chance was going to come.
I think there's a lot of things that we can relate on, and I can learn from him, and I mean, he's just I just love the energy he creates every day for all of us to do it, and you can, his passion to bring another one to the city and to the fans, and you can just feel it every day from him, and he's just such you can't recreate that. You can't get that from. There's a lot of great coaches, but you can't recreate that he has that, and the passion he has for this city and the fans is it is special.
Spoken to a lot of the younger guys, and just they've talked about what you and your wife have meant to them in return, and kind of what's that been like for you with some of these younger guys?
No, it's I mean, it's unreal. It's such a special group of guys, and yeah, for a lot of reasons, for the energy, for the laughs, for the it just makes every day a lot of fun, and you know, for my kids too, I think they all have special relationships with those guys, and you see it every game day. You know, I'm kind of crazy and doing my thing, and I can look over and I see them doing things with certain guys every day, and it's a really, really special group. I mean, I know there's a lot of teams saying that, so you know, but those are the things that you know, make the hard stuff and all the grind of it. It makes it a lot easier to go through those when you know, all those little laughs and those little things, looking over and seeing that, and you know, as the kids get older and they're going through it, and they know, yeah, it's awesome.
I know you're still trying to cope with the way this season ended and that you have a whole other season left, but have you thought at all about where the end of the line is for you? Like, is next year, you know, your contract is up, all of that? Do you even think about that yet?
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. I think guys think about it when they're 19. You never know if it's going to be your last year. I mean, there's a lot of guys that play 2 years, 3 years. It's I've been stressed out about that since I was 18. So, I mean, at that time you're trying to establish yourself, and I was probably worse at that time. You know what I mean? So, I think you don't really think about it. You know, I feel, like I said, I think having hobbies is a huge thing for. I tell young guys that too. You got to have something more than hockey. You got to have something more to occupy your life with than just hockey. I think that makes the hockey easier, makes the work easier to go through it. I think, you know, whenever it does end, whether you're 20, 40, 30, doesn't matter. There's guys that are done at all those ages. So you have to have something to go back to keep your wits about you. So, do I think about it? Yeah, I think about it all the time. I think probably every night I think about it, not coming back. But, you know, there's the next morning you'll get a good laugh from Jarvie or KK and one of those guys, Marty, and then get on the bike and get to work, and Roddy will give you a good speech, and then you go out and do LA bump again the next day. So I mean, that's I can't even remember the full question, but that's kind of the it's that routine for a lot of guys, whether they're played 5 games and just trying to establish themselves, or an older guy that yeah, just gone around the turn.
All right, thanks, Burnsy.
Thank you.